Hello and welcome to this random new show about two friends reviewing movies or things that we think you should watch. I'm your host, Trip, and here's my co-host, my friend, Mason. And this week we'll be talking about The Dark Knight and how awesome it is. Yeah, the first half's gonna be spoilers, or pre-spoilers, and then it's gonna be spoilers the second half. So fair warning. First thing I really want to talk about is how awesome the fucking Joker is in this movie. And I know you love him.
He is the best part of the movie.
He's the reason to watch the movie.
He is, because, as I've said 100 times, this is my favorite movie of all time, and he's the reason. If this Joker was any worse, this would not be my favorite movie of all time. That's how it goes.
Yeah. One thing I like about this Joker, or I think is weird about this Joker, is when you're watching the movie, he's like, this is so badass. Like, he is incredibly scary. But anytime you see this Joker out of the context of this movie, like you see this Joker as a Halloween costume, or anyone referencing or having a tattoo of this Joker, it's like, okay, that's super cringy.
Yeah.
Do you ever think that?
Yeah, because it's almost like being a part of Anonymous, though. It's like if you have an Anonymous tattoo, it's like, wow, please stop. But if you're doing work for Anonymous, it's not really cringy then. It's only cringy when you're just like, this is so cool. Look at me.
Bad example, but I get the point.
I mean, come on. If you're fighting justice, then it's not. Look, whatever. Just continue. Joker's the best part of this movie. I think. Is there any point in this movie you think that his performance dips?
The weird part. Oh, we're not gonna talk about scenes yet. That's in spoilers.
Okay, that's true.
Okay, I'm just gonna jump to Christian Bale, and he is obviously the best Bruce Wayne we've ever seen on the big screen ever.
I would disagree.
He is the most. You think he's the most suave motherfucker ever?
Yeah, but he plays like a really good rich billionaire, but not Bruce Wayne as Bruce Wayne's depicted in the comics.
Who do you think's better?
Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck is the best Batman we've had. Christian Bale's probably second. His thing it's just that Christian Bale doesn't play he doesn't play the right kind of business guy. He just plays this kind of rich, like, oh, I'm fucking fabulously wealthy. Look what I can fucking do with all my money.
I could really see that. How, like, I guess Bruce Wayne is, like, sort of more involved with his business a little bit. And he sort of acts like a businessman half the time.
Yeah.
Christian Bale's like, I was drunk last night. What's up?
Yeah,
like, he's just chilling.
But, yes, he is. I think he does good in both roles pretty equally. I think he's best as the Batman. I don't think he's as good as Christian Bale, but I think overall he does a really good job the entire time.
Also, the Dark Knight, like, isn't even about Bruce Wayne or Batman. I mean, it is, but it's more about the villains.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe that's another reason why you don't see that side of him, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, when you're trying to fit this huge, like, this great portrayal of the Joker, and I'm sure on set they could tell this is amazing. We gotta show as much of this as possible, and then you're trying to tell a story alongside. It's kind of hard to focus on Christian Bale's portrayal of Bruce Wayne dealing with business stuff.
Yeah. All right. So another topic I want to talk about is Two-Face and how this movie is literally a Two-Face origin story, but he gets screen time, but not really. He gets another love.
He does, but it's almost like you're almost not supposed to notice it. It definitely makes it a point that it's about him, but it's more like the entire story is about him versus each scene. Most scenes are,
but it's almost an undertone, you know?
Yeah, but I was saying, like, in the context of the entire movie, it's like, oh, it was clearly about him. But in the context of each scene as it happens, none of it was really about him in any way at all. It was all about the Joker and Batman. Until you kind of get to the end, you're like, oh, it was all about him the whole time. It doesn't really seem like it. Even after you watch it a few times, you don't really think it's a movie about him at all.
Yeah.
But
another unsung fucking villain in this movie is Scarecrow. He makes a small appearance, but it's a pretty good fucking appearance.
That's not him.
Exactly. That's my fucking favorite line.
He basically just makes.
That's more like it.
That's more like it. It's basically. He just kind of reprises his role. It's almost like a lead into, the old movie was this guy, now we're in the new movie kind of thing. Like,
yeah, exactly.
He's there for what? A tiny bit?
Yeah,
just
like
kinda
one
there.
fucking scene. Christopher Nolan. Like,
about him?
this is my favorite movie that he's done,
Yeah.
and that's saying something.
Yeah.
That dude, his portfolio is like his like top 7 movies. Like, okay, that's like in the top 100 list for everyone. You know?
He is like the small version of James Cameron. How it's like he comes out with a movie every 3 or 4 years or so, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be much, or it's not going to be that special, and then it's absolutely amazing. Whereas James Cameron comes out with a movie like every 10 years, and it's like the greatest thing ever. So just kind of this, like, he's very much like, he controls everything about his movie. He has ultimate say, and it's always amazing. Somehow. So,
I mean, I really like all of his movies. Like, the last movie I think I saw in theaters that was his was wasn't Interstellar the last one that came out?
yes, I think so.
We saw it together in IMAX.
Did we?
Yeah, we did. That was a grand time.
Talking about Interstellar, though.
Next week.
Next week. All right. Oh, did you like the flow of the movie? 'Cause I
Yes.
talked about how it's the movie after about an hour and a half or hour and 45 minutes seems almost over, and then it continues on and it starts to go like, really, is there more to this movie? And then it picks right back up and you're like, okay, I gotta see the rest of this story. Like,
It doesn't just pick up. It's like it goes into fucking overdrive. Like, it's like if you watch it, it's like the first two thirds could be its own movie, but it'd be sort of boring. But then that third act really makes that shit like the best movie or the best Dark Knight movie in the trilogy.
yeah, it definitely makes it the best. It's kind of,
there's
everything stacks on top of each other. It's like they almost kind of go back over all the same characters again and ramp up everything from where it was in
Yeah,
the
it's
first
like-
half, in the first 2/3 of the movie, and it's just like, this is amazing.
Exactly.
All right.
All right, now time for spoilers. All right,
So now-
your favorite scene.
My favorite scene was the Joker in the giant pile of burning money scene. It's
All he wants is a little bit of gasoline, some gunpowder, man.
he likes TNT and fire. He doesn't need money. It's such a great scene because if he would have kept that money and done something with it at all, you would have been like, okay, he's in it for the money. He acts like he's not, but he's
Yeah.
in it for the money. But he takes a massive pile of money. It's a massive pile of money that he just burns to a crisp because fuck it. Because he doesn't need that. Because he doesn't want like an armored vehicle that he buys from some other country. He just gets an 18-wheeler, and that's good enough for him. So I think it really shows off how much he does not care about what he's doing. It's just he's really trying to fuck with the mob, with the police, with Batman, and that's all he's trying to fucking do.
Well, in the hospital scene when he's talking to Harvey Dent, he's like the whole like speech he says is pretty much add a little anarchy. That's him. That's like he is anarchy, you know?
Yeah,
Like
he's the guy that, there's a standoff and he fires the first shot because he's like, I want to see this shit go down. Well, let's see what happens.
Right.
And I don't know, but on that scene, I don't know if you've heard the whole weird theory that the entire point of the Joker in this movie was that he says he's not a planner, like the cops are and like Gordon is and everything, but he actually is. And like he planned out everything perfectly, so everything would happen exactly as he planned it. Except for basically the very, very end of the movie. It didn't go how he planned it. Because if you think about the first 5 minutes of the movie with the bank robbery scene,
that was perfect planning.
yeah, everything goes exactly as he wants it to go, and like nothing goes wrong for him in any way. And it's like you would think something would go wrong, like someone would catch on, someone would have just shot him, but nope, everything goes perfectly, goes off without a hitch. He gets everybody onto the ferries perfectly. He doesn't blow up the hospital perfectly, but it does.
He's like the master of like diversions and like manipulation and stuff.
Yes.
Like
so
like
basically,
literally every scene he's in, he's manipulating someone.
yeah, and so it basically comes down to there's this whole thing like, was the point that he was this good at planning, or was Christopher Nolan just not very good at writing a story that looked like it wasn't planned? And so it just turns out that everything is perfectly planned. And so it kind of is like, it's probably a mess up, but if you look at it through that lens of he's actually just maniacally good at creating this plan, it's kind of...
I don't think he was trying to be like, I'm not planned. I think it's more of showing like everyone else thinks like they're perfect at what they are, and then how he can come in with nothing and fuck everyone up, you know?
No, but I mean,
Like
but like you said in that hospital scene, he says, you know, I don't have plans like Gordon and the police. You know, I'm a dog chasing cars. I wouldn't know what to do if I got one. Right. He's basically just, and he acts like, oh, I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm just doing whatever and seeing what goes on, and ha ha ha, you know, nothing's gonna come of it anyways, whatever. But is he saying this? He's like, oh, you can pull the trigger on me if you want to. Literally, if you look at that scene, he's holding the hammer of the gun. So even if Harvey didn't try to pull the trigger, he couldn't. It's like, was that a clear mess up, or was that supposed to be the Joker acting like, oh, I'm just an anarchist, haha, you know, I have no plan at all? But it's the whole time, everything is planned. You just kind of question, like, it either ruins the story or it adds to the story of the Joker.
I like to believe it adds.
Yeah, I like to think that I like to think it adds. That he's just that amazing. But
all right,
okay, so,
intro scene. When that movie starts, like, you just get fucking chill bumps. You're sitting there and it's like slowly like zooming in on that fucking building. The window shatters. Oh, that shit, all that, like, everything that happens in a sequence is fucking perfect. Like,
yeah,
there's a signal going out to the weird number. Blah blah blah. Gets shot.
Yeah,
it's
such
it's
such a cold open to, like, you're just in this world. You happen to see something going down. Like, it's not like this, like, setup. All right, we're gonna start off with Batman flying down from a rooftop and stopping a robber. It's just like, all right, what's going on?
You're just in it.
You're kind of waiting. And it's like, okay, it's just super slow. Nothing really goes on. And then the next scene is when it starts to be like, oh, it's a Batman movie. Okay.
It just shows how cold the Joker is and how fucking crazy he is. When I was watching it when I was younger, I never thought, like, oh, they're bad guys, they're getting shot. There's one point when the guy that has, like, his shoes on his hands because he got a bolt through, like, trying to drill through the safe, and he's like, strange, the boss told me to do the same thing. And the other guy goes to shoot that guy. That guy's like, no. That's a dark fucking scene, dude. Like, he is begging for his fucking life. And that dude just fucking ends him.
Yeah, and it's that the whole time none of them know what's going on. It's like none of them have any clue what is going on. And even the last guy's like, hey, what happened to the rest of them? Ha ha. Anyways, and now he's dead. It's like they were just, I mean, they were bad guys, but they were kind of just doing this simple job, and then they're all just killed by a crazy dude who's like, no, that's not at all why. I'm not robbing this bank for money. Because he wants all the money to himself to burn all the money, essentially. He doesn't even want it to have.
I think he wanted just to have like a upper hand on the mob so he can go make them his bitch, you know?
Yeah, but they don't care about that money. I mean, I don't know what the Asian guys, I can't remember what his name is.
Lao.
He says, you know, a relatively small amount of money. Like, he's like 60 million. So I don't think
yeah.
So I don't think he doesn't have an upper hand on them with that. It almost just seems like he kind of used that to get some more, to hire some bodyguards maybe, to buy his new suit, get some more ammunition and stuff.
Some more knives.
Yeah. A shit ton of knives. But what do you think about Two-Face in this movie?
Two-Face, I love Two-Face. Like, I didn't appreciate it when I was younger, but rewatching it, and I've seen this movie at least over 100 times. He's really awesome. Like, he's a good actor, and all of his scenes are meaningful. And especially at the end when he's about to fucking kill Barbara Gordon and their son. That shit's intense.
Yeah, I've always loved that scene, especially because he very much is like, he's really not doing it for the wrong reason almost, because he's just like, no, this is fair. This happened to me. I'm doing it to you. He's like, this is what's supposed to be fair. This is how the world works. And it's like, no, man, it's not how it goes, dude. You had a bad run, but you can't just go around killing people because you didn't like what happened. And it's just,
I mean, I think he's justified for killing all the people he killed up until then. I'm like, okay, dude, you're stepping a little bit far.
Yeah, all those people, it was kind of just, well, it's also weird though because he didn't kill some of those people. If you just walked up and killed them,
his coin.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know, true, but I'm saying he's like, oh, this is a terrible person. I'll flip a coin to see if they should die or not, even though they should die for doing what they did. But then he goes to Gordon, who did nothing wrong at all.
Well, in the beginning of the movie, Gordon, he's like telling Gordon before he's Two-Face, he's like, I don't trust Ramirez. Like, he investigated her on something, and then Like if there's like all he says all kinds of. There's a couple times he says those scum down there, this person, or this person, this person. He says that multiple times, and Gordon's like, "Oh, yours full of shit. It's nothing. Like, what about your department?" And he's like, "It's not fucking my department." And then
Yeah, but
at the end of the
that's-
movie, it's like, "Oh fuck, he was right."
Yeah, but you have to think about it from Gordon's point of view. He's like, no, these guys are good. He just thinks they're bad. I know them.
I mean, I agree,
so you
but
can't really.
I
blame
agree with
Gordon
that.
for Not, yeah, I just think it's one of those things. Where it's
I
like,
mean-
he was almost justified in doing what he did from his point of view, but from everybody else's point of view, it's like you're completely crazy. Like you can't do this.
Yeah, yeah.
So it just ends up being like a. I think it's kind of terrible that, especially in his universe specifically, now he's dead, even though he's supposed to be a long running character. I mean, everybody else
he's-
is basically alive in this world.
Okay, the worst scene to me, which you'll be like, that wasn't that bad,
What?
was it's the second scene when it's like, my dogs are hungry, and he's like, all those other little Batmen come out and start shooting guns.
You hate that scene? My dog
No, don't hate that scene.
hungry.
That scene's fucking awesome. That's not him. And that scene's
Well, I
fucking
thought you said this was
awesome.
the
I love that
worst
scene. No, it's about it's a part of that scene.
Okay, continue.
And then Two-Face jumps to the van, takes the fuck off. Batman, I'll have my handy dandy can opener, shoves it on the side of the fucking door, and starts trying to open up the damn door with the damn can opener arm. Like, what the fuck?
Okay, that seems bad for a couple reasons. One, the can opener arm is terrible. It's abysmal piece of technology. But then second, after he does that, it seems so badass that he like gets up on the railing, like jumps off and lands on the van. Except
Yeah.
if you watch enough times, or you just watch it closely, you notice that the van literally comes to a stop. And it's clearly like a weird CG
Yeah.
effect that he lands on it. Like it doesn't, because it almost makes it out to be like he landed on it so hard it stopped, which wouldn't
Yeah.
make any sense at all. I feel like he should just landed on it and it kept going, and then it cuts to he's got him. That would have been so much better than it. Literally, you could just watch the van come to a hard stop. Like they just hit the
What-
brake.
Well, seriously, those span of like 30 seconds. Like, first he throws the dog off. Oh, also in that fucking like 5-minute span, he shoots one of the Batman guys with his fucking like grappling gun and pulls him towards him for some reason. Like, what? He's 2 feet away, dude. Walk over there, kick the shit out of the fucking dog. And then when he has his fucking can opener arm in the fucking side of the car, it just hits a fucking rail. He bounces off, and then he's like, then if you watch it, he's just like, oh fuck, god damn it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
Wobbles
it's so
over.
badass. He's just like, oh god. And he's like, anyways, he just so casually does it. So it's badass, but he's like, just not done good enough to where if you watch it enough times, it's like, the fuck was that scene?
Well,
But
okay.
my least favorite scene in the movie, we're talking about that, is actually a Joker scene. It's where Batman's driving towards Joker on the motorcycle, and he swerves out of the way. And he swerves out of the way, hits the 18-wheeler. He's laying on the ground. When that first bad guy comes up, tries to take off Batman's mask and gets shocked.
Get shocked.
And then the Joker goes up to him and does that weird, like, he's like shaking around, like, fake
He's like,
sneering. Yeah, like, that part always just, I'm like, just don't do that. Like, that's the one scene in the entire movie I just feel like it doesn't fit at all. Like, I don't understand why he's doing that.
It gives you a very slight cringe, like, why?
Yeah,
but
it's
it's
like,
it's not
what's he-
too bad.
It's like, what's he doing? What was that about? Like, why did you do that? You could have just walked over and kicked him in the head.
Well, I think that was supposed to show like he's so fucking happy he finally fucking beat the Batman sort of in his mind.
Yeah, I can't, I hate it. I cannot stand seeing that scene. But also, quick shout out to the motorcycle. Every single time I see that motorcycle come around a corner and those wheels are like spinning over each other, I'm like, that's the coolest thing ever. It's done and done. The wheels are rolling over each other to turn. It's
Yeah.
so cool. But anyways,
I mean, we could talk for an hour about that damn motorcycle and some of the problems it fucking has, but
unfortunately,
unfortunately-
got guns on it. It'll get rid of any problem.
unfortunately,
What?
we're running a little bit out of time.
No, we're not. We're good.
So yeah, this was You Should Be Watching. First week, this is The Dark Knight.
Episode 1.
Eh,
Dark Knight, best movie. We'll start out
Episode
good.
Start out on top. And if you thought this was not complete shit, maybe you could click subscribe or even like if you feel like it. And yeah, thanks for listening.
Wait,
Bye.
Trip,
What?
did you stop recording?